Good morning and welcome to the Daily Show here on Claret and Booze. My name is Gary and got a few stories for you today. First of all, Craig Dawson is not happy and I'm going to explain why. Secondly, some big milestones for Declan Rice and Mr. Antonio. And thirdly, we're going to take a quick look ahead to Chelsea because that's sure to be a very, very interesting game. Before we start, as usual, if you haven't subscribed, please do. Helps us out a lot to the YouTube channel Claret and Booze. Give us a like and hit the bell notification icon. So on to the first story. So Craig Dawson, as I'm sure you saw yesterday, he was linked, very heavily linked with a move to Wolves. And it looked like we were going to be, Wolves were offering a fee for $5.5 million. There was a rumour all through the day that perhaps Dendoncker would be coming the other way, but in the end he joined Villa. I don't know if that's why it fell through. However, Dawson has got good reasons. Craig has got good reasons for wanting to go up north. I mean, firstly, he lives there. He's never moved down south. Even when he played for Wolves, he's been commuting. 2-3 times a week to come down to West Ham. And he's had some. I think there have been some health issues with his kid, and so there's been lots of personal commitments for him. So you can see how this is a drain on him. And added to that, he's had a thigh injury as well. Now look, Craig Dawson was immense for us last year, fantastic, and in many ways, had he left us at this point, it would have been the perfect time to leave, right? Because his legacy from last season is absolutely huge. He has ensured that he's going to be a cult hero forever at West Ham. Now, I don't think he's going to be playing a big part. He's not expected to play a big part in the games going forward. But apparently there is an agreement with David Moyes that he'll stay till at least January. And I think what that does is it allows us to have four centre halves. We need four centre halves. When you look at what we've got with Aguerd, who's injured and he's not back until probably after the World Cup. Ogbonna's just getting back up to speed. Zuma looks fit now, thank God, and started playing well. And Thilo Kehrer, the new superstar centre half in my mind. But once again, a couple of injuries. You know how quickly they can happen. We lost Ogbonna, we lost Zuma sort of in quick succession last year, and it really screwed us. And that's really how Craig Dawson ended up getting his spot in the first place. We've got a ton of games coming up between now and Christmas. You've only got to look at the schedule. It's like it is 2 to 3 games a week, every week. It's going to be hard work, and everyone's going to get a game, and we will pick up injuries in that time. So I think from the club's point of view, I can see why they've done this, but apparently Dawson was absolutely gutted, because he wanted to move back. Makes his life so much easier if he moves to the Midlands or somewhere like that. And I feel for him. I feel for him because there isn't a player in Claret and Blue who gave more effort than Big Craig Dawson last year. He was immense. So look, I hope this works out. I hope he gets the time with his family that he needs. I hope we stay away from injuries and we don't have to use him too much. But from the club's point of view, to have that insurance policy there, I can see why they've done it. And I'm sure Craig Dawson, being the kind of consummate professional, I'm sure it won't affect his game in any way. At least I hope not. So that's Craig Dawson. Moving on to Dec and Micky. So they hit some quite big milestones on Thursday night against Spurs. For Dec, it was his 200th appearance for West Ham in not very many years, right? That's it. That's in, and that includes, I think, 15 from the bench. But that's since 2017. I mean, that is a lot of appearances. Shows that he's almost been ever present since he broke through into the first team. And then added to that, Michail Antonio made his 200th start against Spurs. Not 200th start against Spurs, but his 200th start for West Ham. In total, he's made 236 appearances. But, interesting, good milestones. It actually, if you look back and average that out, 236 since I think he joined us in 2015, 2016, Mickey, average of about 30 plus games a year. So even though he before last season, he had suffered with regular injuries, fingers crossed he seems to have got over that now. But it shows he's been an ever-present since he joined, as has Dec. So two great servants hitting important milestones. So looking ahead to Chelsea. So I did watch the highlights of Southampton against Chelsea from the other night, and I got to admit, Chelsea look quite good going forward, albeit quite intricate. The way they do it is they try to. It reminded me of Man City before they had a striker. They're trying to walk the ball into the net, and I guess that's why they're signing Aubameyang, who joined. I think he transferred yesterday. Aubameyang is not fit to play tomorrow. Thank God, because that would be typical, wouldn't it? As soon as a new player joins, he gets thrown in against West Ham, and there you go. If you need a goal, who are you going to get it against, right? But they've got, Sterling is playing well. That's not unexpected. But when you look at some of the goals that he's created, they're kind of goals that I would say you would only score if you played for a team like Chelsea, who attack in numbers. And if you look at the goal against Southampton, oh my God, it was a horrible goal. I mean, it's just bobbled around the 6-yard box. Sterling had enough time to get up onto his feet. He was facing the wrong way, turn round, pick his spot, and slot it home. That's how long it took a Southampton defender to get back and close him down, and they still didn't manage it. Right, that was poor. But then, if you look down the other end, the goals that Chelsea conceded. So whilst they look quite good going forward, they also look susceptible to a press in midfield. So I'm hoping that Dec and Souček will be on their games as well. There a few times they lost possession in key parts of the pitch, including Mason Mount. Right. So the fans are not happy with Havertz. He's started every game so far in what is a disappointing season by their standards, and the fans want to see him replaced. But the goals that they conceded, the first one was straight from a corner. It was a corner that was played in, not cleared properly. It went to the edge of the box. There was a Southampton player standing there without a defender anywhere near him, and he had all the time in the world to pick his spot and slot it home. You wouldn't expect defending like that from a side, with Chelsea's resources. And then the second goal, the winner, happened in deep into injury time, and it was a break. Again, Mason Mount was pressured, give the ball away, quick break down the other end, cross into the middle. Again, sort of a similar goal where a guy found himself standing on the edge or just inside the edge of the Chelsea box with no one near him. And again, just slotted it home. I mean, two very simple goals. And so I take from that they're vulnerable at the back and we need to get after them the same as we got after Spurs. Because Spurs have got a fantastic forward line. Chelsea have got a good forward line, not as good as Spurs. Maybe it will be when Aubameyang joins. But at the same time, it's the same weaknesses, right? It's the same weaknesses. Spurs are weak at the back. They look nervous against us. I expect Chelsea to look nervous at the back against us as well. So I'm also hoping that Scamacca's fit because, let's be honest, Antonio ran his legs off the other night. And this is only a couple of days later. This was supposed to be a Sunday game. It's now on a Saturday. So we're going Thursday, Saturday. Ridiculous. So we really need Scamacca back. Moyes has got to make some changes for this to give some people a rest because there are certain players who are not going to be able to cope with that. I'm thinking Cresswell. Definitely Antonio. I think Antonio will probably look like he's got lead in his boots if he plays on Saturday. But anyway, I'm prepared to be surprised. Let's see what happens. But from what I'm seeing, Chelsea are there for the taking. Now, again, I'm going to go. If I went with heart over head, I'd probably go 2-1 to West Ham. But I'm going with my head today, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I think, there's not going to be a lot of goals. We are turning into being, the team we were last year and being a little bit tight defensively, which is brilliant. And also our forward play starting to come together. I think we saw the other night probably in the second half a 70 to 80% Bowen. Maybe we'll see 100% Bowen this weekend. But either way, looking forward to this one. Another London derby straight off the bat, swiftly followed next week by the game on Thursday against Steaua Bucharest, swiftly followed by a home game against Newcastle. So, look, the schedule's not getting easier, and we're going to need that squad. At least we've got one now, I suppose. All good. So that's me done. That's me done for today. Once again, if you enjoyed the show, please subscribe to our channel, Claret and Booze. Hit the like button and hit the bell notification icon as well. We will be back on Sunday night at 8 o'clock for the live Booze Up to discuss the weekend's football. Please leave me a comment. I read them all. I respond to them all. And until next time, see you soon, and come on, you wines.